Gates Adams here on behalf of Apex Trader Funding, and I'm here with Stephanie today. Stephanie, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful.
Excellent, excellent. Well, welcome. Obviously, we've brought you in here because, of course, you have reached that level that every funded trader is looking to get to, which is, of course, being a paid funded trader. That's the whole goal. It's the whole purpose. And you have, of course, now been a paid trader with Apex. And first and foremost, let me offer you my congratulations on that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So let's learn a little bit more about kind of you and the background that brought you to trading and brought you to Apex in the first place. So first of all, about how long have you been trading now?
1 year.
Just a year. Okay, so that's
Yes.
a pretty quick path to getting paid. That's fantastic. How did you find trading, or how did trading find you?
Well, I like how you worded that because trading did find me. I learned about platforms and then I just went down the rabbit hole. And Apex was one of the first companies that like just took my attention by based on their resource and what they offered and at the affordable price.
And I am losing you just a little bit with the audio. My apologies, but we'll try to work through that best we can. Um, There we go. So, okay, well, fantastic. So you've been at it for about a year now. Did you start in futures because you learned about Apex, or did you see kind of the whole grand scheme of things? Obviously, there's prop firms that work with different instruments. How did that work out for you?
Can you repeat that question one more time for me? I was adjusting the audio first.
Oh, not a problem. So when you first found trading, obviously you mentioned finding prop firms and finding Apex. Did you start off with futures, or did you start looking at any other instruments before you ended up on futures? How did that progression go?
So before I found Apex, I actually signed up with Ninja Trader and purchased my own license.
Ah,
And then when I found Apex, I was like, wow, I didn't have to spend that extra money because they offer you that resource. So that is definitely the reason why, if you're a beginner, I would definitely suggest um, signing up with Apex because they offer you that safety net, but also the saving of your funds. So you can go into the market, you can use their resources, and you don't have to spend as much as you would if you were to do it up front on your own.
right. Often, actually, many traders spend less on their evaluations or their PAs than they would on the actual license, even if they went the monthly route. So that helps. And the data, I guess, is actually included as well. So kind of covers both of those. So okay, so you found Apex, you found futures. Now you had to learn how to trade. How did that happen for you? Not necessarily mentioning any names or products or programs, but how did you actually learn your system?
Okay, so what I tend to do is I like to self-teach myself, but I like to learn from others as well. I call it like I take a little bit from everybody and then I bring it together and create my own formula. So what I would do is I would go through different content on YouTube, and mostly I didn't want to disable myself by depending on someone else's theory or thought. I wanted to just sit in the front of the computer and just ask myself, what is it telling me? What are they doing? Like I didn't put too much stress on it to it because I feel like when we put our too much stress onto it, we get our brain very confused and it's hard for us to just understand what's going on. So what I did is I simplify. Even till this day, I simplify my strategies. I don't try to put too much, but I still gain from others and I use their technique, and as well as I use what I feel is best for my brain to understand on the market. So I
Sure,
just make
sure.
it simple.
Well,
Less is
and
more.
and that's the thing. I mean, really, when it comes to strategies, I think most people can learn and master a strategy within a few minutes. But then there's the next step. That's that mental game. So what has it been for you to develop that mental game as a trader?
I've always been a person who, when I want something, I go after it, and it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if I don't have a stream of income, I will create a stream of income. It doesn't matter if I have no internet, I will go find internet. It doesn't matter if I don't even have a roof over my head, I will be in my car. So I am a determined individual. So when it comes to trading, I'm not gonna lie to you, what has helped me was become even more disciplined with myself. Because when I first started the market, I would just go in very eagerly, excited, and if I would lose a trade, I would try to go back in and fix it. Now, as a disciplined trader, once I lose a trade, I close my computer and I learn from it. So I turn that loss to a gain by sitting back, analyzing and see what did I do wrong? Was it a special holiday? Was it the wrong time? Did they have a lot of fun in the news? So I use all of my errors or my life lessons to make myself better for the next trade.
Wonderful. Well, so let's take a step back, and I always like to ask this question because everybody's context is a little bit different on this. But as you were kind of, I guess, exploring some options and learning about prop firms and the offers and things like that, what Apex does, what was your first thought when you first heard that some company might fund your trading as a trader and you wouldn't have to put up your own funds? What was the first thought that you had at discovering this?
I strike gold, baby. I strike gold. Like honestly, I didn't even know these type of like companies like even exist. If you guys look at my previous email when I will always contact you guys, I even have an email. I was just looking today back last year, July, when I was like, thank you, Daryl, for creating this company. You're awesome. And that was literally like a month or two after me signing up, just because I understood the value that was being offered to me because honestly, this is gold literally on a platter being handed to each and every one of us. So I will always say take advantage to the opportunities while they're still there. Because in the future, Apex is going to be one of the top companies that is going to not be as beneficial how as it is, meaning the pricing probably, but Apex is going to take off. So I always say take heed now while they're offering you these amazing 80%, 90%, just these discounts, these contests, like the company, not just Daryl, but his team, all of it as a whole is what's pushing this whole entire program. And I honestly say they're amazing. I love you guys, all of you guys. Like, you guys are just awesome with the customer service. If you ever have a question, you never have to be waiting days and days. No, they respond immediately within the time frame that's appropriate. And that makes a person feel like that's home for me because if I have a question, I'm not being ignored.
Mhm.
I'm being answered, and I love that. Honestly, I do.
And I think you came in with the right attitude because it's so easy. So often I hear, well, when I first heard about this, it just seemed too good to be true. Who could possibly do this? Who would want to possibly do this? And of course, not necessarily understanding the fundamentals of how a funding company and prop firm works. But it's nice when you can just go in with that faith right from the beginning and move into an opportunity that's really going to serve you and help you. So at this point, obviously you've been trading for about a year now. You obviously have passed. Now, do you just trade one account or do you trade multiple accounts at this point?
I trade multiple.
Okay.
I
Now,
trade multiple.
now, there's different ways that people tend to do this. Do you copy your trades from one account to the others, or do you do different strategies or different days on different accounts?
Okay, so I trade all of them at the same time, but I tend to give each account what it needs. So if I want to put a certain amount in one account, I put it in that account. If I want to put a certain amount in another account, I put it in another account. But they're all trading together. So I don't use a
Gotcha.
trade copier. I don't have one.
Mhm.
So everything is just me doing it myself. So yeah, multiple.
Wonderful, wonderful. And it's
I wish I
really
could
nice
get
to be able to
more,
scale that.
I wish I could get more accounts. I'm at the
Are
max. So
are you max at 20 already? Oh, that's
yes.
fantastic. That
Hint,
is
hint, Daryl, please expand the amount. And maybe in the future, we'll be at 25, we can be able to do a 30. I still trade my own money as well in
true.
futures. So I do it with the company, and then I also have my own personal when I trade my own too. So I technically have more
Diversification.
than 20.
That's yeah, wonderful strategy.
Thank you.
Well, so as we kind of wrap this up, let me just ask you at this point. So if you find yourself face to face with somebody who has learned a strategy, who is really wanting to move forward with trading, and they're just discovering even the concept of a funding company or a prop firm, what is the biggest piece of advice that you would give somebody moving into this space?
Well, I would tell them don't doubt Apex for one, and slow and steady wins the race. So I would say go at your own pace. If you can get one account, get one account, try it out. I would definitely say ask questions. Apex customer service is always there. If you feel like you have a question that you need to be answered, shoot them an email and they will definitely respond. And also read, do your research. If you want to compare apples to oranges, you can. But honestly, once I found Apex, which I did go and look at other companies, but once I found Apex, they exceeded everyone. Like blew it out the water. There was no comparison. Like I would look, no offense, crazy to have picked another company. And I'm not being biased. I'm honest being truthful because when a diamond is a diamond and a rose is a rose, you can't say, oh, it's this. No. So when you see quality, you have to give it its kudos, you know? And Apex is amazing, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I love it. Thank you guys so much.
Well, you're very welcome. I can't exactly take credit for any of that, but I'm happy to be a part of it and to be a funded trader as well. And I'm just looking forward to not only growing myself but growing within the community. And this is I think this is one of those things where it's easy to get a little isolated when you trade, and it's nice to have a community of people who care and a community of people who are doing the same thing. And I know that that's what I found with Apex, and I know that's what a lot of other people have found with Apex Trader Funding as well. So, well, Stephanie, again, I just want to congratulate you on a job well done. Obviously, you are doing everything right. Stick with it through the ups and downs. I know that you have a very bright future ahead of you, and if it sounds good to you, maybe in a few months we can reconnect and get an update and see how everything is going then.
Definitely, I would love that.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to it. Can't wait to talk to you soon.